Some awards nights celebrate talent, some celebrate popularity, but once in a while, an awards show quietly exposes where Hollywood is actually heading. Last night wasn't loud, it wasn't chaotic, but it was revealing. Because the Critics' Choice Awards 2026 didn't just hand out trophies. They drew a line between old Hollywood and what comes next. Some wins felt inevitable, some shocked people in the room, and some names, big, familiar names, were completely ignored. And that silence might be the loudest message of all. So tonight, we're not just listing winners. We're breaking down what these awards really mean and why this night could shape the rest of the awards season. A lot of viewers underestimate the Critics' Choice Awards. They assume it's just another stop before the Oscars. But that's not how the industry sees it. Critics' Choice sits in a strange, powerful position. It's not driven by box office numbers. It's not purely about fan love. And it's not afraid to reward movies that feel risky, uncomfortable, or different. That's why, year after year, Critics' Choice becomes the place where trends appear first. If something wins here, it usually means critics are aligned. And when critics align, studios pay attention. So when the winners were announced this year, insiders weren't just applauding, they were taking notes. Let's start with the wins that didn't shock anyone, but still mattered. These were the movies and performances that had been building momentum for months. Projects that felt carefully made, performances that weren't flashy but stayed with you long after the credits rolled. What stood out this year wasn't spectacle, it was restraint. Critics rewarded films that trusted the audience, stories that didn't over-explain, performances that felt lived in, not engineered for awards clips. This tells us something important. Hollywood, at least at the critic level, is slowly shifting away from loud prestige and toward quieter confidence. That's a big change from where the industry was just a few years ago. Now let's talk about the moments that made people sit up in their seats. The unexpected wins. These weren't just surprises, they were statements. Smaller projects beating bigger studio titles. Genres that were once ignored suddenly being taken seriously. And when those names were called, you could feel it. That pause, that slight confusion, because awards are about storytelling, and these wins told a new story. They suggested that critics are no longer automatically impressed by scale, budget, or legacy. They're looking for intent. Why does this movie exist? Why does this story need to be told now? If the answer feels honest, critics are willing to take risks. And that's a warning sign for studios still relying on safe formulas. Every awards show has snubs, but this year's snubs weren't loud. They were quiet, big names, well-funded films, projects that expected to be recognized. And yet, nothing. No outrage, no dramatic backlash, just absence. And that's worse, because silence usually means critics didn't hate these films. They just didn't feel anything. In today's Hollywood, indifference is deadly. This part of the night sent a clear message. Being fine isn't enough anymore. If a film doesn't take a stance, challenge something, or leave a mark, it risks being forgotten instantly, and that should worry a lot of people. When you step back and look at the full picture, a pattern emerges. Critics are rewarding clarity over confusion, purpose over spectacle, emotional honesty over technical flexing. This doesn't mean big movies are dead. It means big movies have to mean something again. Audiences are tired, critics are tired, and the industry can feel it. That's why these awards matter. They don't reflect what made the most money. They reflect what people are ready to defend. And right now, Hollywood is being told, politely but firmly, to evolve. Critics' Choice doesn't predict the future perfectly, but it points in a direction. And this year, that direction is clear. Expect fewer safe bets, more bold storytelling, and a growing divide between commercial success and critical respect. Some films will dominate both worlds, most won't, and how studios respond to this moment will define the next few years. The Critics' Choice Awards 2026 weren't explosive. They weren't dramatic, but they were honest. And sometimes, honesty is the most disruptive thing Hollywood can face. Because when critics agree on what matters, the industry eventually has to listen.